Well, the workshop's empty because we're moving. So, I'm taking advantage of that and painting the car. This has took all the bloody day to get this far. Wow, partly helping finish off cleaning out the workshop, but also masking and whatever. But yeah, it's not going to be silver anymore because, do you know what? I've basically got like a sanding pad on it just to help the new paint stick, and the silver looks better now than it ever did because the silver paint is so bad on this car. There's so many different shades of silver that even roughing it up with a sanding pad has made it look better than it normally is. It really looks terrible. So it should look all right, hopefully, after this. You'll see the after result in a bit. I'm not one for cars looks very much, but this was too shitty as a road car, especially because the thing is, I built it, if you remember it back in the day before I had any events and stuff, it was like a sleeper. But then with all the bodywork, the silver made it really obviously modified because it shows everything. So it become an anti-sleeper. It become yeah, it just stood out like a mile. And because it's a road car, it was attracting way too much police attention for my liking. But the colour that hides a lot is the most opaque colours you can get. So matte black, basically. This is still fresh, so it's a bit shinier than it's gonna end up, but it hides a hell of a lot. I mean, last night I drove past the very same unmarked cop car 3 times by accident. First time I didn't notice him, second time he went past me, third time I went another way hoping to avoid him, and he actually had gone the same way too. So yeah, wasn't ideal, but not once did he pull me over. And when it was silver, they was constantly following me. Literally, as soon as they'd see me, they would basically instantly follow me. Usually they would see me near my house and they'd practically follow me onto the driveway, then fuck off. So hopefully this just attracts a lot less attention, because at night, I mean, look at it, it's practically invisible. So yeah, way more like it. And to be honest, this looks mean as fuck, because I mean, it's not to everyone's taste by a long way, but I love this shit. Basically, when I was little, I don't know how old I was, probably less than 10, my older brother had an XB Ford Falcon, the Mad Max one, and he painted it matte black. So that's the first thing I always remember is that. In fact, when I was really little, I swear he painted his own bedroom matte black back then. And yeah, I've had a fair few matte black and satin black cars over the years. MR2s, Volvo 360s, S13, 200SXs. I've always lived fairly near Fairford, the US Air Force Base, where they have like the U-2 spy planes and whatever, so they overfly quite a lot. And they're obviously this colour too, and they're just cool as fuck. Any airplane where you wear a spacesuit to fly the airplane gets my vote. And yeah, just I like shit. And also, the best MR2 ever made, the Group B prototype MR2s. What are they called? MR222S, or well, I can't even remember what they're called anymore, but the ones loosely based on a Mark 1 MR2 with mid-engine, forward drive turbo, 550 horsepower, crazy things. They were all painted this colour from the factory, the prototypes. So yeah, I just fucking love it. It's literally done it with screw fix rattle cans last night. Cost me probably 70 odd quid. The workshop, because we've moved out, has got almost no light, so it was not easy to do, but to be honest, the finish has come out really well, considering you can hardly see anything. I'm gonna improve it a little bit anyway. There's a couple of bits where I know can be better. It's a bit light, but it's good. I like it. It's perfectly good enough. I was thinking last night, oh, I'll have to go and buy some more rattle cans today to improve it, but even now I would have to be very fussy to bother with that. And also it makes under the bonnet more noticeable through the vents, same as at the front. You sort of notice through the vents easier. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but by eye, even from here, you can see the bright red of the race fuel cell. But yeah, I much prefer it like this, so all good. Still plenty to go. It's annoyingly, now I've tidied it up generally by getting rid of the god awful silver, it makes me notice like how rough the sealant is around the windows and doors and stuff, because it is very, very rough and basic. But it didn't matter when it was silver, but now it's kind of the worst part, so I might have to redo that. Not like I really care much, because it's not that kind of car, but still, it does look badass. But yeah, so now for the first time this year, the weather, well, the first time in a few months, never mind this year, the weather has improved, so it's time to start using it again. Got a few things I want to do, things to improve the nitrous. I want to install the front and rear cameras to film more actual footage. I need some outside footage of this car as well. I need somebody to help me with that, obviously. Someone needs to hold a camera. And yeah, all good. How do you make headlights decent? That is after polishing it. That is after just roughing it up. And yeah, it's better, but it's still shit. You see these ones with completely clear glass? What the fuck? Just out testing the 180 swapped MR2, and it's super fucking fast, but for the last little drive home, it sounded like the exhaust was blowing. And I get back, and I find this. Blowing between the turbo and the manifold, and it's blown right through the turbo blanket. Holy shit. Guess the bolts have worked loose. That's aggro in there. Might be heat proof, but it's not full exhaust proof. Apart from that, it's spot on. Well, there's the problem. Gasket's blown out. 2 bolts out of the 3 were loose. What come first, I don't know. Probably the bolts, to be honest. But I hate these fucking gaskets. I don't think I've even got a spare, so I might see if I can get some sealant to fix this issue instead. Fixed. I'm not even going to put a blanket back on it, because there's just no need. You can see by the colouring of it, it's not even getting particularly hot anyway. I mean, even the coreless front needs still. Yeah, I added some different bolts. I did them up super tight, I added some Loctite, and I added some this fancy 1200 degree sealant that I've used in the past between the joins instead of a gasket, because, well, you probably heard me say millions of times on videos, I'm not a fan of turbo to manifold gaskets at all. They're just the things that blow quite often. So no more. So I'm letting it warm up a bit here, and then I'm going to go for a drive and see if all is well. Should be. Well, just took it for a 15-20 mile journey. Bit of hard driving, bit of normal driving. Obliterated somebody in a Mini Cooper S, one of those weird coupe ones. All good. So that seems to be fixed, so good times. Right, that's the breather system, how my OCD wanted it. So I've got the catch tank there, but I didn't think that was enough breathing, so I've added the second one. I mean, there was literally nothing visible coming out of it, but that's regardless of, you know, airflow and pressure in the crankcase. So I've added the second vent, and I replace that 90 degree with a black one because the blue offended me when the engine bay is all black. So that should be good now. So just out testing the Daily Driver 180 swapped MR2, and yeah, intake temps, charge cooler's working great. Maximum it goes to, even on a, you know, that's a full pull to the rev limiter in fourth, so, you know, highly illegal speeds by then. 7 grand in fourth and 26 degrees max, so charge cooler's coping well, so that's one good thing. Boost 1.53 bar, that's okay. AFRs on boost was good as well. Goes to like, it gets richer the higher it goes with more boost, but it doesn't go super rich and it's certainly not lean, so I'm good with that. Another thing I just did was remove the rear number plate surround bullshit, because it lets more air out now with it directly like that. Doesn't look any different. If anything, it looks a bit better because it hasn't got a big grey surround around it, but it allows the air to get out better, which is much more like it. You can actually see the air filter. Well, you can't really because it's too dark. If there's a flash under the 2 JPV bit of the number plate, that's the air filter. So yeah, way better. Just all needs a good polish now. The garage where I took it for an MOT, the people there commented on how tidy and sort of OEM looking the install is. There's not wires everywhere and all that kind of shit. But yeah, I make sure it's tidy. And yeah, it's a decent job. Apologies if this looks too zoomed in, but it is because my camera's playing up and it doesn't like to work at any less zoom than this, so it looks a bit weird. But it looks tidy, so that's what matters. Why this road is a 30-mile-an-hour zone with cameras, average speed cameras, is fucking insane. All because that bit there is a cycle lane, or will be when they finish it, that nobody uses. It's quiet as fuck. 30 mile an hour is just basically ruined the most. I can understand 40 or 50, but 30, fuck off. Average speed check, 30 mile an hour. Why? Nobody uses this road. Not anymore, because it's fucking pointless. It's quiet anyway. The bikes aren't on the road because there's a cycle lane that nobody even uses. It's and this road, just off that stupid 30 mile an hour average speed camera road, just as busy, well, just as many houses, just as twisty, just no cycle lane. 50, like you'd expect it to be.